1. What you can and cannot control. One of the most important lessons of Stoicism is learning the difference between what is within our control and what is not. Many of us spend our energy hoping that people will behave the way we want, that plans will always succeed, or that life will cooperate with our expectations. But the truth is that these things do not belong fully to us. We cannot decide how others act. We cannot guarantee outcomes, and we cannot prevent unexpected events from happening. What is in our hands, however, is our response. This is where our real influence lies. We may not control the behavior of another person, but we do control how we interpret it. We may not control whether plans succeed or fail, but we do control how we adapt when the situation changes. By bringing attention back to our thoughts, our judgments, and our deliberate actions, we begin to live with greater balance. When we try to control what is beyond our reach, frustration and disappointment often follow. But when we focus on what belongs to us, the way we think, the choices we make, the values we live by, we experience a different kind of strength. It is not about controlling the world. It is about having clarity within ourselves. This perspective is not about ignoring challenges or pretending that difficulties don't exist. It is about placing energy where it is most effective. Instead of chasing control over things we cannot command, we invest in the one area that always belongs to us, our own mind. And it is here, in this inner space, that peace and resilience begin to grow too. Creating space between event and response a key. Teaching of Stoicism is the importance of creating space between what happens to us and how we choose to respond. Most of the time, people react instantly. Someone speaks harshly, and they reply in anger. A plan fails, and they immediately panic. An expectation is not met, and disappointment quickly takes over. In these moments, there is no pause, only reaction. The Stoics remind us that within this small space lies our freedom. Between the event and the response, there is a choice. It may be a brief moment, but it is where reason and judgment can take their place. Instead of reacting automatically, we can pause and ask ourselves, is this situation under my control? Will an emotional outburst help or make things worse? Does this truly matter in the long run? By practicing this pause, the space gradually widens. Reflection, patience, and awareness give us the ability to act with clarity rather than impulse. This does not mean suppressing emotions or pretending not to feel them. It means recognizing them without allowing them to dictate our behavior. When the space is ignored, life can feel chaotic because we are pulled in every direction by emotions and circumstances. But when the space is cultivated, we gain a steady ground. The external world may still bring challenges, but inside we carry calmness and order. Learning to pause is a form of discipline. It shows that we are not defined by immediate reactions, but by the deliberate choices we make afterward. In that small space between event and response, our character is shaped. And the more we practice, the more we learn to live with dignity. Patience and self-control. 3. Preparing the mind for challenges. Another important Stoic practice is preparing the mind for the difficulties that may come. This does not mean expecting the worst with fear, but rather approaching life with readiness. The Stoics called this exercise premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of difficulties. It is a way of reminding ourselves that challenges are a natural part of life. It's not unusual exceptions. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, often began his day by imagining the obstacles he might face, disagreements, selfish behavior, or unexpected setbacks. He did this not to create worry, but to prepare his mind so that he would not be surprised or disturbed when these things happened. By expecting that the day might hold such challenges, he gave himself the chance to meet them calmly. When we expect only comfort, every difficulty feels like an injustice. But when we recognize that discomfort is part of living, we are less shaken. When it arrives, preparing the mind is not pessimism. It is practical wisdom. It allows us to strengthen ourselves before the challenge appears. Just as a sailor prepares for storms while at sea, we prepare for the storms of daily life with patience and steady thought. This preparation builds resilience. If the day goes smoothly, we are grateful. If it does not, we are ready. The Stoic does not wait for life to be free of difficulty. Instead, they train themselves to carry composure in the middle of it. And by doing this, frustration loses much of its force, and inner calm becomes a reliable companion. In the end, preparing the mind is about shifting from expectation of ease to readiness for reality. With this shift, challenges no longer overwhelm us. They become opportunities to practice steadiness and self-control. 4. Composure as real strength, according to Stoic philosophy, is not found in controlling other people or forcing circumstances to go our way. Instead, it is found in maintaining composure and balance within ourselves. When life becomes stressful, when others speak in anger, or when events do not unfold as we hoped, the ability to remain steady is a sign of inner discipline. Composure does not mean that we stop feeling emotions. To feel is natural and human. The difference is that the Stoic does not allow emotions to take command. For example, anger may arise, but it does not have to lead to unwise words or actions. Anxiety may appear, but it does not have to drive avoidance or fear. The strength lies in observing these feelings, understanding them, still choosing a response that is calm and thoughtful. A composed person does not need to prove themselves in every situation. They do not need to win every argument or control every outcome. Their steadiness comes from principles rather than from the approval of others. Silence, patience, and restraint can often be greater signs of strength than quick words or reactions. The Stoics taught that disturbances do not come from events themselves, but from the judgments we attach to them. By holding on to this insight, we reduce the power of outside forces over our peace of mind. We may not choose what happens around us, but we can choose the posture we hold within. In this way, composure becomes a form of mastery, not mastery, over the world, but over ourselves. It is a quiet strength that shows itself not in performance, but in the ability to remain steady when life is uncertain. That steadiness, once cultivated, cannot easily be taken away.